As we get ready for the spring sports season, I'm able to take a few minutes of head women's lacrosse coach Denise Wescott's time as we get a look at her Hawks with the preseason poll on the mat coming out. And Coach, I want to begin with, even before that, your team. Where do you assess them right now through fall ball and preseason, now through the first couple of practices?
Probably the two best things is that we really had a strong fall. A lot of good freshmen that came in, played a lot of really strong teams. Drexel, Rutgers, Lafayette played really well. Took on Temple, Villanova. So we had a great fall because we played a lot of really strong teams, and we played well. It's probably the best fall we've ever had since I've been here.
And Coach, how important is it to then transition into the first few weeks of practice as we get ready for the season? And what do you like from your team from what you've seen the first few practices?
The second thing that I was going to talk about is that I think most of our players are healthy too, which is knock on wood, which is always good. We've got a couple strains and things, but our players have been really working hard on their own just to work on their skills. Our shooters have been doing a lot more with their sticks on the wall, shooting. So our offense is probably better than it's ever been since I've been here because they're starting to move the ball better. They're working with their timing, their spacing, so we're starting to create better shots. We're moving a little bit more off ball, not as stagnant as we used to be. We have a couple different looks in our draw. We have a couple new drawers, which is nice. And our defense has always been solid. Katie's had a great fall. She's playing really consistent this year. I think she's matured a lot and is focusing on being a little bit more consistent and being more of a leader. Our captains, the same thing. They've done a nice job of really working on our players being a little bit more dedicated, working a little bit more consistently with intensity in practice, and trying to, they want more. We're definitely hungry from last year, having lost in the first round. I think our players want more, so we've been working from that point till now. So we're looking forward to the season.
And Coach, you kind of helped me transition into it. The preseason poll in the league just released. Your team picked 4th, just a point behind Fairfield. And where do you assess your team as it stands in the league right now? You said it. First round loss a season ago as you get ready for the 2015 season.
Well, I think our bottom of our conference has gotten stronger. Manhattan's now, her coaching staff's been there a couple of years. Sienna has a new coach. Marist came on strong last year. Fairfield and Canisius have always been, kind of the top two, and then Marist jumped in. So, to me, I think more than anything, the race is going to be close. I think there's just a lot of quality teams that we're pushing ourselves to be better, which will help us be more competitive in the nation. And I think it's going to help us attack the top 30 a little bit more, which is good. So, I think it's going to be a dog race. I think any of the top, 6, 7 schools, I think we're going to go after each other hard because we want to be one of those 6 now that our bracket is expanded to 6 teams now. We've got to fight to make sure we're one of those 6 and then go after some of the teams that have been consistently strong in this conference.
What do you want to, it's probably longer than we thought. Our preseason look at the Monmouth women's lacrosse team with junior attacker Michelle Gonzales. And Michelle, let's first talk about the team. Where in your mind is the squad right now as the first few days of practice have gone on coming out of winter conditioning?
Well, I think we had a really good fall. We beat teams like Lafayette, who we're going to be playing first this season, actually. So, that gave us a little bit of confidence. And I think that we have some new faces, but on attack, our chemistry is really good right now. And our defense is communicating really well. So I think that we're prepared for season. People came back ready. They killed the run test, and I think that was step 1. So if that's where we're starting off, we can only get better.
Specifically about the attack, which is where you reside on the field, obviously. Talk about how you and the other attackers have started to mold together and work together. Obviously practice just a few days old, but where are you guys at now as a unit?
Even from drills and into 7v7, which is where our chemistry kind of comes from, I think we've been clicking really well. We find what others are good at, and then we kind of accentuate that when we're going through our 7-on-7. We, exploit what the defense is doing wrong. If they're learning a new play, we let them run through it. If we're learning a new play, they're kind of patient with us, and they let us take our time and work through it. And, the more we run through something, the better and more options we find. So I think it's going really well.
You're a junior now, so you've kind of graduated into the upperclassman status. Talk about how different it is now getting ready to go into a season as an upperclassman compared to when you were younger and maybe some of the other players that have moved on in the program were the ones leading things.
You know, I think when you get older, obviously not so much older, but you get a little bit more experience on the field and with your teammates, you feel more comfortable with your leadership position. You feel like you can, you know, pass on things that you've learned, whether it's something really small on the field or it's being a leader in general. And I think that you kind of find your voice as you gain your experience. So I feel comfortable enough to talk to the underclassmen and make them feel comfortable. I hope I do.
The MAC just released the preseason poll. Monmouth picked 4th, a point below Fairfield. Talk about the league a little bit, and do you put any stock at all into a preseason poll that has the Hawks moving up in the MAC standings?
The fact that we're in 4th, you know, you can't really read too much into it, but it's motivation for us. We want the MAC. We want to take the MAC. We want to get another ring, and we have, you know, seniors who have gotten 2 rings. And my grade, we've gotten 1, and we're looking to repeat it in a conference that is more competitive. And we want to go after teams like Canisius and Marist. We beat Marist last year, but unfortunately we couldn't finish when it came to MAC conference play. So, you know, this year in the championship, we are going for all of them. We really want a title.
Well, Michelle, we appreciate a few minutes. Good luck as the season as preseason continues, and good luck this season.
Thank you.